Market Tuesdays. I know that's going to sound a little bit weird, but the Market Monday videos for College Football Ultimate Team for the rest of the year are going to be on this Tuesday. So let's get right into it. Starting out with your 87 overall, in case you missed the champions. We only have 5 this week, not the normal 6. Kayvon Thibodeaux, your first one though, 84 speed. Definitely more of a pass rusher than a pass coverage linebacker. Our first non-LTD corner we have seen so far in Pat Surtain with 87 speed, but I'm sure he will still be quite the expensive card. A right tackle, and we've got a lot of right tackles recently. Rashawn Slater from Northwestern, the only offensive lineman. I wouldn't really call this really a dud of a card. We've gotten so many right tackles lately with Andrew Thomas, the right tackle from Story of the Week, which we'll get into, and then now Rashawn Slater. Heisman Trophy winner Devontae Smith also has 87 speed. That's kind of the speed threshold or rating we are currently at with 87 overall. So a lot of players now getting 87 speed. And then Zaven Collins, 84 speed. He is more of your pass coverage linebacker, has decent zone coverage. I believe he also is 6'4", 6'5", so got some good height to him. And of course, if you missed it, your Story of the Week content dropped yesterday, or today, this morning, Tuesday. Tacario Davis, your LTD, 6'4", 87 speed, one of the best DBs in the entire game. Kevin Winston Jr., the only thing I'm upset about him is that he has an 85 overall, basically with 85 speed as well. So this really is a marginal upgrade, and he's a very, very expensive card. But he is 6'2", solid indeed. And then we got the right tackle. Not even going to try to pronounce the name, but this is what I mean by we've gotten a lot of right tackles within the past week. If you want extended coverage of the market and how I make my coins in College Football 25, subscribe to the Coin Bible exclusively on Team Get Lucky. But with 87 overalls, that does mean odds boost, or does it? Because I have gone to the store and checked on when the latest odds boosts were for each pack. By the way, odds boost meaning that the packs simply just get updated with better odds as we progress through higher overalls throughout the year. In MUT, typically, the past few years, it's been whenever we get a new overall champion, meaning we've gone now from 86 overall champions and 87 LTDs to 87 overall champions and 88 LTDs. Of course, the LTDs will start on Friday with that. And then, of course, the corresponding packs for whatever promo that happens with would get updated odds. But I've gone and looked at the just featured offers for each type of content, and they actually have been updating them pretty much every week, right? 7:30, that would be last Wednesday. Now, there are some packs, like the In Case You Missed the Fantasy Pack. These updated 2 weeks ago. But you also have, like, this premium pack, too, that updated, 7/29. So, and also, if I go to, like, Ultimate Alumni, they also updated last week, which is really, really weird. So, I think they are becoming a little bit more frequent when it comes to their odds boost across packs. But the main thing, and why, and I guess that one was 8-2. So, that was this past Sunday for Legend packs. Again, they're going more on a week-to-week basis. But either way, the market is heavily impacted, because, I mean, we saw last time, which was only 2 weeks ago, right, when we went from 85 overall to 86 overalls, we saw how bad the 85 overall market of old champions did crash the market. If you remember that Wednesday, I would call it, in case you missed it, 85 overalls went from, they pretty much like halved in price, right? Everyone except for Brandon Scherf, who was already 135, he went down under 100k, but Todd Gurley, Joey Bosa, Timmy Jernigan, Jay Samaro, they were all, and Hunter Renfrow, they were all 200k plus, and at some point or the other, on that Wednesday morning when the content right went live was actually when they were the cheapest, but either way, they went down all the way to 120, 125, Amaro went to 150, same with Renfrow. It's a huge crash because, of course, when they first implemented the odds boost, it went from just an 85 plus pack to an 85, or an 85 pack to an 85 plus pack. People were chasing the new 86s, but the 85s are the ones that are most common to come out of the pack. Now, the big difference with this one is we don't know what they're going to do with sets. 87 overall champions, do we finally get the 84 overall heroes and we move off these 83 overall heroes? But on top of that, do they leave, right? I would assume they have to leave some sort of pack or set to get the 85 overalls, because they might, if they go to 84 overall heroes, make an 86 plus overall in case you missed the champion pack, and then leave the 85 plus overall champion pack. And I actually have an alarm going off, sorry. I don't know why I had it for 6 o'clock my time. It's supposed to be for 5 o'clock in case I missed the reveals. But back on topic though, what are they going to do with the sets? 85 plus, 86 plus, doubt we get an 87 plus, but maybe we do, right? Maybe they leave the 85 plus in and go straight to the 87 plus with the new 84 overall heroes. Now, do we get an 85 plus, 86 plus with no 84 overalls? That would mean probably more 83s are involved in the pack. Really, this is, in case you missed it, is like the trendsetter for all promos. We don't really know what they're going to do, but whatever they do for in case you missed it, they're going to be doing for Ultimate Alumni, they're then going to be doing for Legends, and then they're going to be finally doing it for Story of the Week content. Either way, I would say, hey, you should probably sell off your in case you missed the cards, especially your 86s. The 86s are probably the ones that crash the most. Now, 85s are also going to crash because they're so inflated right now, but you should have probably already gotten rid or have already sold your in case you missed the players. They had been inflated the entire weekend. I think you'd be a big dummy to not have sold those off, considering they've doubled in price or close to doubled in price from their low. You would say that was last Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But again, back to like 85, 86s, you know, maybe 85s don't drop as much. They're going to drop, but maybe they don't drop as much because they put in an 86 plus, you know, set, and the 85 plus set isn't rolled as much. I'm very excited and curious to see how they do sets tomorrow. I'd be shocked if we don't get 84 heroes to some degree. I just don't know how involved they'll be in the sets. I don't know if they'll leave the 85 plus up. I don't know if we're going to get a new 86 plus. If you add the 84s to the 85 plus set. Yeah, a lot of question marks, but in general, to be safe, I would go off and sell any 85 plus overall in case you missed the champion. You should be able to get these cards significantly cheaper tomorrow morning. One topic I do want to get into, and was going to be the original title of this video before we got the overall boost, was should you sell your team? Because we all know the big bad wolf, the big brother of Ultimate Teams, Madden Ultimate Team, Madden 25, is dropping next week. And I'm sure a good portion of you guys watching this video are probably going to be taking a slight break, a hiatus from College Football Ultimate Team to grind Madden at the start of, you know, the new Madden year. So you're probably looking at your team like, dang, should I be selling off my team if I'm not going to be playing for the next 2 weeks? And for the most part, yes. I think it's a pretty obvious answer. We've seen kind of cards slowly drop throughout now. Selling your cards in a timely manner or at the right time is probably more important than just selling everything. I mean, we take a look at my team. It's already pretty, I would say, like, market crash proof. I have a few cards like Chad Johnson, Mike Evans, but those were more so investments I made this past weekend that I will sell off before, you know, Ultimate Alumni. I'm going to sell off before Friday. You know, Sunday, I'm going to sell off Chad Johnson before Legends, you know, get released when we get those 87 overall Legends. But for the most part, the rest of my team is still mainly comprised of LTDs. And LTDs, I would say you could definitely hold through Madden. I'd be a little bit worried, like let's just say a week or two is the expected, you know, phase where people might be leaving and come back. Now, older LTDs like maybe McCaffrey, Roquan Smith, I would probably throw Von Miller into that. If you have Randy Moss, Rodriguez, I would probably get rid of those. But for the most part, I would hold on to like Sauce Gardner, Caleb Downs, AJ Brown. If you have a Vince Young is a little bit different because he's a quarterback. He's just on my team for that reason. But they should hold their value, I would say, for 2 to 3 weeks. I wouldn't like be worried about them getting reduxed. If you're really worried about LTDs, just make sure you sell them up before the end of season 1, which I believe is like 3 weeks from today. So you'll have 2.5 weeks where your LTDs will kind of still gain value, in my opinion, because they are, most of them are 87 overalls, and even the 86 overalls like McCaffrey and McCaffrey and Roquan, I believe, are still 87. So I think they'll be fine for the most part, unless you have 86 overall LTDs. Those are probably the first to be reduxed if they do a redux program within College Football Ultimate Team. Now, timing-wise, of course, I would probably say the earlier the better. Of course, with like Chad Johnson and Mike Evans, you could wait like another day or two to probably maximize their value. But I guess I would say you do want to beat the wave. I'm sure there's going to be especially with the overall boost now, there's going to be a high overall market, like, I would say tank this weekend with people. A lot of people are going to be selling off their high-rated teams, you know, to go play Madden for a little bit, and they'll probably buy them back within a few weeks when they rejoin cut. But yeah. Wanted to kind of address that, although there's not that much to talk about. Mainly, you know, to be safe, yes, sell off your team if you're going to be taking a multi-week absence from college football. And that kind of leads me into the next segment. It does go without asking that for players like Ultimate Alumni, for example, even 85 overalls, 86 overalls, the champion players, you are now going to really want to wait until Friday for that content to drop. I would not touch Eric Kendricks for 75k. I would not touch Mike Evans for 140k. These cards are going to once again significantly drop when we get that new Friday content. Especially the big ones that are going to drop, in my opinion. Now, again, 85 overall in case misses are inflated, but most 85 overalls like Legends and Ultimate Alumni cards aren't that inflated. The 86s are going to be the ones that super drop because they've been that sort of chase card. They've been that rare overall to pull in these packs. And now that we're entering in 87 overalls to these set champion packs, the 86 overalls should be fairly more common. And, you know, these cards are not going to be 336. I would probably assume they are going to be in the low 200s come, you know, let's just say for Ultimate Alumni, come Friday. And the 87 overalls are going to replace that at the 350k, 450k mark, 550k mark, depending on how good they are. Again, same thing goes for Legends. I would not touch these cards at these prices, although they are relatively cheap. I guess if you'd want them for the weekend to play Gauntlet on Friday and Saturday, you could buy them. Again, I would wait until at least Friday to buy Legends if you're going to do that, but make sure you sell these cards back before Sunday, especially the 86 overall Chris Johnson, Chad Johnson, Michael Crabtree, and Max Crosby. These 85 overalls are probably, I don't know, I'm very curious to see how the 85 overall market reacts, because it's already really, really cheap, especially for Legends. So I'm like, how much lower can it really go? And of course, we don't know how they're going to do sets, but be really patient, right, on a promo-to-promo basis. And of course, in case you missed it, you're going to want to scoop up, for the most part, on Wednesday. The buy days for in case you missed the cards have pretty much been Wednesday and Friday morning. Friday morning, because of course we get Ultimate Alumni, people are panicking with their older cards, and they will sell off a lot of in case you missed the players, not realizing, hey, I probably need them for my team, and they end up buying it back, and then they soar over the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and into Monday. And to wrap up this video, let's talk a little bit about Vince Young LTD. I am not the biggest fan of quarterback investments. Running back investments also are a little bit risky, mainly because, and we've seen this already with Marcus Mariota, if EA pretty much just releases any quarterback that is anywhere near Vince Young in terms of speed, overall, and stuff like that, you know, over Ultimate Alumni or Legends this weekend, Vince Young will crash in price, right? It's not like, oh, it's a baby. No, he will go from, let's say he goes back up to 650 over the weekend, we get an Ultimate Alumni quarterback, he drops back down probably into the low 400s. It's just how quarterbacks works, right? Mariota was like 450, 500k, went all the way up to 700 about, right? 60, 700. Pat White got announced, boom, down to 400k in the mid 300s. So quarterbacks are very, very risky. Now, I have one for my team because I think Vince Young is a very good card. One of my favorite college football players of all time. And if you do want him for your team, now is the prime buy window for that. I would try to get him in the low 500s, and you should be pretty safe. It's pretty cheap. It's going to be hard for him to drop a lot if we get a quarterback, you know, this weekend. But if we don't get a quarterback, he should rise slowly throughout the week. But that's Vince Young. You want him for your team? Look to buy him tonight. I would not recommend, though, buying multiple as an investment. That's all for this video, though. If you guys have any questions, make sure to put them down in the comments below. And until next time, peace.